So the attacks on new media are ramping up. Coincidentally, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Make sure you leave a like on the video right now. If it's just a coincidence, you think, it's probably just a coincidence that we're gearing up for election season. And all of the same attacks that happened to Parler that were successful are now happening to Rumble, which is a YouTube alternative. Now, there are many reasons why I support Rumble. And if you go back, full disclosure, yes, I have a deal with Rumble to stream every day from 12 to 2 Central. And I hope that you'll join me in that. But the fact of the matter is, if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you know I've supported Rumble long before that. And I support all alt tech. I pay money every month to support places like Odyssey, Subscribestar, BitChute. I back them because there has to be alternatives to YouTube. YouTube has somewhere around 1 billion users a month. That's a huge number, okay? But some of the numbers I've seen floating around Rumble is that it's somewhere between 50 and 70 million. By the end of the year, Rumble could have 100 million users. That's 10% of what YouTube has. That's not a small amount. That's bigger than any other new media alternative has ever gotten. And the media is afraid. Every morning I turn on Dan Bongino to 80,000 people. Russell Brand, 70,000 people. Steven Crowder, 50, 60,000 people every live stream. Andrew Tate, 100,000 people watch him. YouTube doesn't have any streaming numbers like that at all. It's extremely rare that Twitch has anybody who can pull that kind of numbers. They've got 1 or 2 guys out there. But the media is taking notice. And why is the media going after Rumble? Is because Rumble doesn't toe the line. The media doesn't care about Twitch because Twitch freely enforces the mainstream narrative that the media wants. You can't talk about the coof there. You can't talk about, that day in January, the worst day ever in history. You can't talk, Twitch is happy to enforce all the rules that mainstream media wants them to. They're also fine with women using their platform to sell pictures of their beehole. YouTube, is there quote unquote disinformation on YouTube? Yup. Is there disinformation on Twitch? Yup. Is there disinformation on Twitter/X? Yup. Facebook? Yup. But who gets the articles written about them? Well, Twitter does take plenty of heat too, to be fair, now that Elon bought it. But even before Elon bought it, Twitter had plenty of racism and misinformation, disinformation, right? So now we have the Associated Press coming directly after Rumble. By the way, wherever you're watching this video, I'm happy that you're tuning in. If you are a Rumble user and you're watching it, please download the app. Others, maybe try downloading the app. I know it's got work to do, but the platform's just a year or 2 old. Give it time. RNC's live streaming partner for the GOP debate is a haven for disinformation and extremism. Thanks, Associated Press. The second Republican presidential debate will be broadcast Wednesday on Fox Business Network and Univision. But the exclusive online live stream will take place on Rumble, an alternative video sharing platform that has been criticized for allowing, at times, far-right extremism, bigotry, disinformation, and conspiracy theories. Look, you can find all 5 of these things on every major social media platform right now. I could go through YouTube and find it. And by the way, they're whining about the comment sections. The comment sections is what they're worried about. By bringing viewers to Rumble to watch the GOP debate, as it did with the first last month, the Republican National Committee is driving potential voters to a site crawling with content that flouts the rules of more mainstream ones, such as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, it does. Did they actually write that article? Did the AP write that line and think, hey, I think that this is going to dissuade people. They think that this is going to dissuade people. Earlier this year, RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, by the way, if you're wherever you're watching this video, my Rumble channel will be linked in the description, along with my delicious coffee company, which just rolled out delicious butterscotch toffee today. You're not going to want to miss that. Seasonal flavor. Earlier this year, RNC chairwoman Ronna McDaniel said using Rumble instead of YouTube as its live streaming partner was a decision aimed toward getting away from big tech. Asked about criticism against the platform, the RNC said in an emailed statement that, quote, hate, bigotry, and violence are unfortunately prevalent on every social media platform. True. And the RNC condemns it in its entirety. But the RNC does not manage content or pages outside of our own. So they went to the RNC to try to get them to drop Rumble. Rumble, founded in 2013, prides itself on being, quote, immune to cancel culture. Its website says everyone benefits when we have more access to more ideas, diverse opinions, and dialogue. That approach has catapulted the site to popularity. Who would have thunk it? People want free speech. Who would have thunk it? Popularity in recent years, as many conservatives have sought alternative media companies that won't remove their posts or suspend their accounts for false or inflammatory content. The company, which went public in 2022, has been backed by conservative donors such as venture capitalist Peter Thiel and Republican Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio. It has grown to an average of 44 million active users a month, according to its most recent quarterly filing. By comparison, it's the closest mainstream cousin to the Google-owned service. YouTube has billions of monthly logged-in users. That's why they're afraid. That's why they're afraid. It's hard to gauge to what extent the debates have affected Rumble's user base. Oh, I'm sure it has gone up, but also there is a class action lawsuit, or there's a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit right now because it looked like Google hid links to Rumble for people who were actually searching for the debates. It's clear that the company's reach is growing. Desktop and mobile web data from this research from SimilarWeb, which doesn't include traffic from apps, shows the platform had double the number of unique visitors in August 2023 as it did the year before, so doubled. Rumble's web traffic is consistently much higher than other right-wing social media platforms like True Social, Gab, Getter, according to SimilarWeb's analysis. Rumble is not right-wing. Rumble is freer speech. When I grew up, free speech was not a right-wing ideology. It was a left-wing one. Anti-censorship and being against big pharma were left-wing ideologies, which made me a liberal in my 20s. Being anti-censorship was a Democrat thing. So it's not our fault that they gave it up to the Republicans. There is not a single point when you register a Rumble account where it asks your political affiliation. Politicians have taken notice since the Republican presidential primary contest began. Several candidates have started posting their campaign videos on the platform, including DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, and current GOP frontrunner Donald Trump. Democratic challenger and anti-poke activist Robert F. Kennedy also has a profile in the state. A Democrat. They forgot to mention that. I'm sure it was just a mistake. Guys, everyone, I'm sure it was just a mistake, everybody. I'm sure it was just a mistake. I'm sure they meant to say he was a Democrat. Yet as Rumble's influence has grown, the platform continues to be overwhelmed by content that denies the results of the election. People are allowed to say that. and pushes bigoted view about race and gender. I could open up any social media platform and find that. That is not unique to Rumble, even though these clowns would have you believe that. In the week since the first debate, the site's leaderboard of top-performing content, which is featured prominently on Rumble's homepage, has regularly included multiple accounts that promote Q theory. Okay, what? Have they? It's also just a theory. A search for election on the platform brings up videos that make claims about the election that we don't like. Meta, which runs Facebook and Instagram, has also quietly rolled back some of its safeguards against the election. By the way, so is YouTube. I'm sure it's just a mistake. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that they did not mention YouTube. You know, YouTube, the one that they're protecting. That's why it's so hard for new competitors to enter the fray. And they go on to talk about why they whine about comments in the comment section. Rumble says it has removed those comments in response to AP's inquiry and said the posts violate the platform's content policies that ban incitement or illegal content rates. So Rumble has a terms of service. Somebody actually has to report a content for it to be moderated. Imagine that. Later on X, formerly known as Twitter, Rumble co-founder Chris Pavlovski responded to the AP's inquiry by saying that there were a few comments out of millions, which is true. Which is true. By the way, Chris just put out a new tweet in real time. They hate competition. They hate free expression. They all take their cues from one another. Exhibit A. Let me just share this. Good afternoon. I hope this finds you well. My name is Luke Lubbenhausen, and I'm reaching out from NBC News Booking, checking to see if Rumble has a comment or statement on claims that the app spreads misinformation. This is a segment for our 5 to 7 p.m. Hallie Jackson Now streaming show is working on for this evening around Rumble being used as the official live stream for the debate. So now they want to go after it because it's hosting the RNC debate. It's because NBC News, YouTube, and all these places are losing viewers to Rumble, and that's why they're attacking. They're trying to Parler Rumble. The difference is Rumble isn't hosted on Amazon Web Services like Parler was. By the way, Twitter X, the free speech platform that Elon says it is hosted on Amazon Web Services. Just so a little history lesson, Amazon Web Services is the one that put the final nail in Parler's coffin. Just so everyone knows that. I'm just saying that's a fact. It's going to get worse. It's going to keep getting worse. So keep supporting new tech. Obviously, I'm partial to Rumble because I stream here every day from 12 to 2, and I hope people keep tuning in and watching. My numbers keep getting better and better and better, and it's because more and more people are seeing the light. Yes, there's some growing pains, but I support Rumble wholeheartedly. I support free speech wholeheartedly, and I hope that you do too.